At Bateau, we recycle old sailing boats and we transform them into small accommodation for campsites. In 2008, the shipyard was created out of the principle that those boats that are meant to go for destruction could find a second life, and was decided to start with small housing for campsites that could welcome guests for what we called slow cruising. Normally in France, since like 5 years ago already, we are meant to recycle all the boats, boats that are static in the port, in the harbor, and usually they go for destruction. They are recycled with a composite aside of the wood, aside of the steel, dismantled completely, and then either burnt or put on the ground. This is where Bateau decided then to take some of those boats that could find a new life or could still be used as an upcycled product and transform them, taking them out of the destruction and transforming them into small housing. Well, mainly the first vocation of the boat is to do hostelry, outer campsite hostelry. We can fit in those boats 2 to 4 people, basically parents with 2 kids. But we can also transform them in kind of anything, meeting rooms for companies, offices. We can do bits of boats to build a kitchen, to build a shower house, or whatever completes the boat where we basically sleep. We can also, in the aft end of the boat, build a picnic table or a space where people can gather for food aside of the boat still. The boat is used mainly as an accommodation, like a tiny house, but for 1 or 2 nights only. During winter it's very cold, during summer it can be very hot. It still remains a boat. The boat is an upcycled part in itself. We reuse most of the parts we can, as many as we can in the boat. We rebuild, obviously, some of the parts that cannot be used anymore. But we focus on recycling a maximum of the items so that they don't just go for destruction. So welcome on board. This is a small one that is not yet fully finished, but where we can find some water, an extraction of water through plants outside of the boat. Basically the boat is equipped with a coffee maker, a kettle for tea, and here we can accommodate in the front cabin 2 people. In this area we can lower down the table and have another 2, and there's an extra bed underneath there. Those boats about electricity are usually supplied with 220 volts and 12 volts. The 12 volt does all the lighting and sometimes little fridges. This 12 volt network can be connected to solar panels or windmills actually, so that the boat can become fully autonomous. We've got a roof, a solar roof we can put on top of the picnic table that can also supply 220 volts with about 10 square meters of solar panels plus 2 little vertical axis windmills. This boat is fully equipped with water, hot water inside for cooking, a fridge, a cooking plates, with a cabin in the front that can still accommodate 2 people there and 2 kids in the aft end. Most of our boats are going on to campsites, but they can also find a place into privately owned gardens, individuals that wants to welcome family and friends. Typically this boat, which will be going into private owners' garden to welcome their grandkids that will be able to cook, sleep and live over there.
Okay, so like a completely independent tiny house in the garden?
Like a small tiny house in the garden to accommodate the friends. So on this boat we've recycled and maintained most of the components. We can take this table, this door for the cabin accommodate originally the table that we've preserved in principle, so that people can have their lunch, food, breakfast over here. And we decided to recycle also the steering gear of the boat to have a nice piece as a decoration in the boat.
Thank you for watching. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Questions or remarks, post them in the comments down below. If you like our video, just click the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Thank you for watching.